Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living United in the Granite State, a program focused on the work of Granite United Way in the areas of education, income, and health throughout the state of New Hampshire and our various partnerships and initiatives. I'm your host, Annika Stanley Smith, the Substance Misuse and Prevention Coordinator at Granite United Way. On today's show, we'll be sharing some updates from each of our 6 regions, including events and volunteer opportunities, and a little later, we'll be joined by 2 of our donors to talk about the importance of philanthropy and the impact that it has on our local communities. Granite United Way is a volunteer-led nonprofit organization that seeks and addresses the root causes of key issues in local communities, is accountable for stewardship of resources, and is committed for ensuring long-term and short-term results. While Granite United Way covers 80% of New Hampshire, we are committed to remaining a local presence in each of our 6 regions: Southern, Merrimack County, Central, Northern New Hampshire, North Country, and Upper Valley. February 11th was National 211 Day. Here is our awesome 211 team. National 211 Day was designated by United Way worldwide to acknowledge this important segment of our work. In the course of an average year, our 211 team answers more than 48,000 calls seeking basic needs like housing, help with utilities, health, and human services. Do you know someone having difficulty during this particular cold winter? Encourage them to call 211, and our specially trained team will help them locate the resources they need. Are you interested in having your taxes filed for free this year? If your household income is $53,000 or less, you can call 211 and make an appointment to have them prepared free of cost through our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, also known as VITA. There are a variety of VITA sites located throughout New Hampshire, with virtual VITA sites in Colebrook, Conway, and Plymouth. Rather do your taxes online from the comfort of your living room? www.myfreetaxes.com is offering free tax preparation and full online support to assist you in filing your house if your household income is less than $60,000. For more information on Granite United Way's VITA program or to schedule your free tax preparation appointment, contact 211. The Capital Area Public Health Network, an initiative of Granite United Way, is offering Community Emergency Response Team training this March at the Concord Fire Department. The Community Emergency Response Team training is a free 20-hour emergency preparedness course that teaches participants how to provide basic medical aid, search and rescue victims safely, manage utilities, and put out small fires, and effectively assist your family and community. Upon a completion of the course, participants will receive a free preparedness backpack containing essential tools and emergency equipment. If you're interested in attending the Community Emergency Response Team training, please RSVP by email to mrc@capitalareaprepares.com or by phone at 603-224-2595 extension 232. Part of Granite United Way's investment in health communities involves working to educate the masses about substance misuse prevention. I recently returned from an intensive training at the Community Anti-Drug Coalitions of America, CADCA, National Forum, that offered 4 days packed with opportunities to learn the latest strategies to fight substance abuse and hear from nationally known prevention experts, federal administrators, and concerned policymakers. As part of the Capitol Hill Day, I had the opportunity to meet New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte, who was awarded the CADCA Leadership Award for her efforts to build drug-free communities across the U.S. We are excited to announce that the CADCA National Leadership Forum has re-energized Granite United Way's efforts to be leaders in creating change around substance misuse and has shown us the great advocates we have in our state. If you'd like to join our fight against substance misuse, the Capital Area Public Health Network's Substance Misuse Prevention Committee is looking for more volunteers. The SMP Committee is a group of people from all sectors of the community who meet for an hour the first Tuesday of every month to discuss prevention efforts and other issues related to substance misuse in Merrimack County. Members have the opportunity to be trained in advocacy and evidence-based prevention methods, and they also have the chance to work alongside community leaders on this ever-changing problem. The SMP Committee is open to people in recovery and family members affected by substance misuse, as well as anyone with an interest in this issue. No previous knowledge is required, just an open mind. If you're looking for more information on Substance Misuse Prevention Committee, please contact me, Annika Stanley Smith, at 603-224-2595, extension 224, or at annika.stanleysmith@graniteunitedway.com. We are excited to partner with Southern New Hampshire University's Penmen for their first hockey game on the Verizon Wireless Arena's ice. Guests could purchase tickets for this new game, followed by a Manchester Monarchs game for only $20, with a percentage of the ticket sales to be donated to Granite United Way. Our COO, Bill Sherry, and his family attended the game as guests of Southern New Hampshire University and had a blast. Did you miss the game? Don't worry. We are excited to announce we will be partnering with SNU Penman again next year. Make sure to like Granite United Way's Facebook page to get the latest updates about the game. These are the amazing success stories we love to hear. One of our Bring It After School alumni, Brian Soko, and his production crew, The Orator, took home a Grammy for their production effort on Beyonce's song Drunk in Love. Brian and his crew produced both Drunk in Love and Jealous on Beyonce's album, which went on to win the Best Surround Sound Album award later that night. We are so blessed to work with kids just like Brian every day, and we continue to see them continued success after they leave the program. Granite United Way is expanding. We're looking for some energetic and amazing people to join our team, and you might be just the person we're looking for. Check out our current job openings with full job descriptions on our website under News at www.graniteuw.org. Interested candidates should forward their resume and cover letter to hr@graniteuw.org. Throughout February, Granite United Way is celebrating We Love Our Donors Month. Thank you to all who support our community through United Way gifts each year. We are proud to partner with you in advancing the common good. Here is just one example of the great things our donors have been sharing with us about why they give to United Way. Would you like to share the story behind why you give? Email us your story at info@graniteuw.org and we'll share it on our Facebook page. We're going to take a short break for a message from Granite United Way, and when we return, we'll speak to two of our donors about why they feel it's important to give.
One of the reasons we decided to increase our gift this year was really just to be more philanthropic and show the next generation how important it is to make that investment into the community.
United Way is important on so many levels, from the element of reaching out to employees who have an opportunity to give, no matter how small, because it puts employees in touch with organizations in need. And then the Community Impact Committee approach to allocating funds is a wonderful way to broaden community involvement by getting regular citizens involved in reviewing grants and making funding decisions.
With United Way, I've always appreciated that there's an opportunity for every company and every employee to get involved. It's nice to see employees go out in the community and be able to influence change in their community because they can give each week or with every payroll that they otherwise may not be able to get into the system.
United Way programs are critical. They were there for me when I really needed them to get new clothes for my first professional job. Now I get to give back to my community, and I volunteer on the United Way Community Impact Board.
The Business Club at Laconia High School Hewitt Technical Center has come together to promote drug awareness in our community.
We'd like to thank the Granite United Way supporters for giving us programs like the Youth Leadership.
And one of the things that I work on every campaign is trying to get the young people in our agency involved, and we've been very successful. And it's so refreshing to see that culture of giving growing within our organization.
One of the greatest things about United Way is that the money is raised locally and it stays local. We distribute that money, and the decisions about the distribution of that money are done at a local level, even though it is a statewide agency.
Thank you very much for supporting our 2014 United Way campaign. 22,000 donors and volunteers are investing in the critical areas of education, income, and health to improve the lives of individuals, families, and communities all across the states of New Hampshire and Vermont. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Join us and support Granite United Way.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us on Living United in the Granite State. Today's Q&A session will focus on the amazing philanthropy we receive every year from our donors. With me today is Sean Owen, an Alexis de Tocqueville Society donor and CEO of Wedu, and Anna Thomas, a leadership donor from the Manchester Health Department. Thank you both so much for joining us and for your continued support of United Way. Sean, I'm going to start with you if you want to give a little update of what you do, who you are, and why you feel passionate about, a relationship with United Way.
Sure. I'm the owner of Wedu, a digital advertising agency here in Manchester, and we got involved with United Way a number of years ago, probably about 7 or 8 years ago at this point, and it was originally just because it's the right thing to do, is to give back to the community. I think Manchester especially, but all the communities in New Hampshire are very locally focused. They're very community feeling. It's this need that you want to give back to the communities that you're in. We've been doing it ever since then, and I think our employees really enjoy it. We find that they go out to the Day of Caring events. They're able to support nonprofits probably in a better mechanism than they normally could for something their kids may be involved in or they just feel passionate about. So we think it kind of raises everybody all around. So that's why we've been doing it.
Excellent. And Anna, do you want to describe your background and why you started giving to United Way?
Sure. I'm Anna Thomas. I'm the Deputy Public Health Director for the City of Manchester at the Health Department. I've been there for 20 years and started giving to United Way 20 years ago. And it's really something fundamentally the city believes in, and many city departments have their own campaigns, and it's something that we all try to do to give back to the community as well. So we're happy to do it.
So Sean, you said you own a business. Why do you think it's important for employers to have a workplace campaign?
Well, I think especially nowadays, everybody's busy, and employees don't necessarily have the opportunity to get involved outside of maybe the 1 or 2 things their family's doing or the children's sports or things like that. So I think it gives an awareness of what's going on in your community. We have partners come in, they talk to our group, our employees, they share stories of things that are happening, and honestly you see the not so good things that are happening in your community too. You might see a rise in homelessness, you might see kids struggling with reading, and so when that awareness is raised with the employees, I think they feel more drawn to giving and to getting involved. And it's nice for them to be able to find an easy vehicle to do that. United Way, with the workplace campaigns being payroll deductions, make it easier. Right? We're not asking an employee who perhaps $100 is a lot of money to out of one paycheck, but $2 a week isn't a lot of money. It's a nice, easy way for them to get involved and be able to give. So I think they appreciate that. If they're already supporting a nonprofit, it makes it even easier for them to maybe give a little bit more. So it definitely is something that everybody enjoys.
Great. And Anna, as an employee, you give at the leadership level of $1,000. So do you want to
job.
describe? Yeah, right? Yay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to describe why you started doing that this year?
Well, it's an evolution. I think we're always asked to give, to different parts of the community. And at the end of the day, I really love the United Way model in that there's some, community scrutiny as to how the funds are used and accountability. And I think the Office of Charitable Trust reported out that this year there'll be close to 10,000 nonprofits in the state of New Hampshire. So there's plenty of organizations who need support. But what I love about the process is that there's a vetting out that happens at a collective table and lots of input from all different layers of expertise. And I know that the dollars that we're investing are going to be turned back into the community and only make an impact. And I love that assurance piece. And it's, more and more of the work has become stronger, more sophisticated over years of development. And I think now that United Way has sort of reached this place of really trying to do bold goals and get it to targeted neighborhoods and targeted needs, it's something philosophically I believe in so strongly that I'm happy to do it if I can, and would love to be able to do more in the coming years.
That's great. Well, thank you so much again. And with your background in public health, do you see the impacts?
Mm-hmm. Oh, clearly. And there's some really fantastic anchor institutions in our community. We're very fortunate for that in the city of Manchester. But they rely sometimes on outside funds to get the job done and to do it well or to expand what they do. So, having a United Way process that really gets in front of that and then helps the community really prioritize where those dollars go, it really does get to the most critical needs of the community. And I truly believe that. And epidemiologically, I'm always tracking that through data. If anybody knows the work that I do, that's a lot of what the reporting out I do. And I feel very confident that all of the work that's being funded by United Way, there's a clear return on investment by anybody who gives.
So Sean, Anna kind of described what we see the impact as a donor as. What would you say to someone who isn't sure if they want to give through United Way?
Well, giving through United Way can be done multiple ways. The first and easiest way, and probably the most common way we see anybody get engaged with United Way, is to just start giving and designating their gift to a particular nonprofit. So they may decide they want to give a few dollars a week and they want to go to a particular program. Maybe it's a health program, maybe it's a children's program, but it's one that they feel passionate about. Because we make it easy for them, and we'll work with any nonprofit, it's a nice, easy entrance to giving. So it's an introduction to philanthropy. It's something that makes you feel good, and you can enter the market in a way of speaking. The other thing, and Anna touched on this, is United Way invests the dollars that you don't designate. So if you decide, I'm going to give my dollars to United Way, and I want United Way to decide how to best spend those dollars in the community, they have a program where we have volunteers go out, they interview all of the people that apply for the monies, all the programs, and they determine which ones best align with the goals that United Way has said, these are issues in the community that need to be resolved. And they choose which programs are going to make the greatest impact and which ones will be able to solve the problem rather than just sustain it. And I think that's a nice message when the employees hear that, or anybody hears that. A donor knows, as Anna said, that they're being invested wisely, and we're not looking just to sustain a problem. We're actually focusing all of the strength of the entire community on these small, short list of problems to be able to try to actually solve them. And that message resonates.
Yeah. I think the best way Patrick describes it is we don't try and do an inch deep, a mile wide.
Right.
We try and do a mile deep. And that really helped me picture the impact that we're making. So Anna, you've been on a community review team. What did you get through that process? And did it help you? Do you have an impact area that you feel passionate about because of it?
Well, obviously I'm biased towards health, but I'm not going to give that as my answer because I know that at the end of the day, the way health is produced in communities is by having a strong educational system, is by having a strong economy. All of those are drivers. So they're all intertwined, so I think of them actually very much equally. Being on a review team and being part of that process has been amazing because it really does give you a chance to look inside many of these organizations and see how they operate, what their history has been, and what's their financial stability, and are these programs that we're investing in now going to be there 5 years from now and 10 years from now? So there's a lot of great dialogue that happens in the review process. You bring together people from all different fields of expertise, from lawyers to bankers to technical experts. So there's lots of eyes looking at the same information, and a lot of good questions come out of the process. And I think there's more of an ownership of the community in that final decision making. And I think that's what makes this process unique, where other funders may have internal reviewers to make those decisions. This really involves a whole community to kind of weigh in and say, well, is this what we want for our community? And it just makes it a much more, I think, powerful process in the long run.
Excellent. Any last words for either of you?
Give.
Thank you
Get involved.
both. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you both for joining us today. You're both are huge in United Way. We really appreciate all the efforts you make for your continued work here, and I know the community really appreciates what you both do. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for hosting the show. It's important.
It is. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today on Living United in the Granite State. We would like to thank all of our donors and volunteers for helping us make a difference in communities across New Hampshire. Be sure to tune in next month for our show on Reading Plus as we celebrate National Reading Month.